What's up YouTube? It's your boy Dashing and this is week 1 of the TPL. I'm one of the coaches for Alliance and this week we take on Juan, a member of Static Madness. So everyone's familiar with our team if you've watched the draft analysis, but let's check out our opponent's team. So he has Tapu Koko, Mega Beedrill, Gudra, Kindler, Medicham, Mega Lucario, Landorus, Ferroseed, Jellicent, and the Lowland version. So the team looks pretty good. It's definitely around possibly the middle or the upper half of the teams in the league, with Coco, Beedrill, and Lucario. Even Persian having amazing speed tiers, well above 100. And the other mons do complement each other. You have Jellicent with, Will-O-Wisp and Strength Sap, as well as amazing pivot moves like Parting Shot. Ferroseed access to a lot of hazards and it's pretty bulky with the Eviolite as well. And Gudra will be his like Spadef Wall. And Kingler will be his Maxmon. So I'm not sure why he decided to make it Kingler. Maybe he wasn't... it is a very new format we're doing here with only RU below mons being able to max. I'm not sure if he thought of that while making the decision but just went with Kingler in the end. So we'll do our team builder here. This is the team I decided to bring. Now I did have certain nicknames here and the nicknames do refer to some memes that we had in the group chat. So like here I have Kevs Durant. So this is my trusted Durant. So the moves we have here, and Durant will be our Maxmon. It's one of the hardest hitting Maxmons in the format, so that's very good for us. We have just enough speed to outspeed the... I believe this is for Landorus. Yeah, Landorus. We outspeed Jolly Landorus, and if we get +1 max air, we will outspeed its Scarf version as well. We chose Life Orb as the item because we just want to hit as hard as possible. If it's possible for us to like make an attack and he switches to like a bulky one like Ferroseed, the Life Orb in some calcs can decide if it lives or not. So we could potentially save a max turn if we get the KO in certain turns. Because we are running Hustle, so despite Ironhead having an 80% accuracy, that's still not... It's good but not amazing. We don't really want to lose because of Hustle misses, even though it's 80%. Hopefully we can get a few in before we go down. We have Thunderfang for the Jellicent, just in case it tries to wall us, burn us, and then go for Strength Saps. Because if Durant gets burned this game, it's pretty useless. It's gonna be just a sack moving forward. We got Superpower for the potential max Knuckle, get more attack, more wall breaking potential, and that's about it. Ironhead for stab, hits almost everything hard. Coco, Landorus. Yeah, that's about it for Durant. Next up we have Seismitoad. So I chose the name fucking Gringos because our group chat had like a rivalry between like the Americans and the Latinos. So I thought, hey man, I'm not above all that. So I can be petty as well. So we going for the fucking Gringos. Now the counterpart of that will be the asshole Latins, but I haven't decided which one should have that, and the game itself when we played it was kinda spontaneous. I was actually doing it during my break time at work, so I didn't really have much time to pick nicknames and whatnot. It just happened like spontaneously. So I kinda wanted to have the game on the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but we ended up playing Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning. Yeah, Wednesday. The set we have here, we just have Max Bulk, Max Special Attack, Modest, What this does is, for a mon like Tapu Koko, if we're gonna lead Seismitoad, that's the plan, and potentially set up rocks. If he leads Coco, then our Rindo Berry guarantees we live the Grass Knot, and Earth Power will Oko the Coco. So that's very good for us. If ever that doesn't happen, it's fine. We can just chip something off with Earth Power, potentially get a knockoff, preferably on the Ferroseed, so it can't really wall any other mons, and Stealth Rocks will chip the other mons. It would be good if we get some chip on the potential Goodra, because that will wall our Spectre. That's really the role for Seismitoad here. Our next mon, Silvally Electric. We just placed enough speed on Silvally to outspeed, I believe, the Goodra, if I'm not mistaken. The idea for this set is just to make it bulky and hit some parting shots. Maybe not even the Goodra now that I'm looking at it. Seeing it as it's modest, I think this was more about outspeeding the Kingler. If Kingler max and takes some kills, we can just outspeed it with Thunderbolt and potentially get the KO if it's in range. So that's something we have going for ourselves. As well as we do have access to parting shot. So we can parting shot, get a mon like our Arceus, which will be our setup mon for this game. And if Arceus can get some boosts, then the game could be over there. Additional coverage moves, Flamethrower for the Ferroseed, Dragon Claw for the Goodra. It is what it is. So we have Arceus here. Okay. The reason I placed the Arceus set having little putting the EVs on defense and SPDF instead of HP is because I don't want him to get too much HP out of the Leech Seed, because we can definitely set up on the Ferroseed. So just so that he's not compensated for that, we try to give him as little as possible while still maintaining the bulk we want. So our set here, we initially had like max special attack, but when I checked the calcs, we don't really need max to Oko a lot of his mons at +1. So we just need to get a Calm Mind, and then Judgment and Earth Power kinda destroy his whole team. We also have Recover for, reliable recovery. Our next one will be Majerna Uber, our Shaman. So the story behind this meme is we had one of the players drop out because he found out that Majerna was ranked Uber and was saying that it shouldn't be Uber. So it should be just OU. So we're like, yeah man, well, if you want you can make your own league and do it there, but in this league it is Uber. So it's very petty and unfortunate he had to leave because of something so insignificant, but that's people. So yeah, our set here, we have Leftovers, Earth Power, Flare, Seed Flare. Seed Flare actually does a shit ton to Landorus because it's neutral. It can definitely put it in range of, something like, I don't know, just probably a Shadow Ball or, any other move. Because Landorus is gonna outspeed the other ones we have. Maybe even just an Aerial Ace from Durant will KO Lando after a Seed Flare. But yeah, Lando will outspeed Shaman, so if he's smart enough and has Sludge Wave will definitely kill us. I wasn't thinking too much at this point when we played the game, but it probably would have been a good idea to have like the Poison Resist Berry instead. I just went with Leftovers just in case, we could like win the war of attrition versus the the Goodra. If we are able to get the Toxic on Goodra and just keep synthesizing or synthesis, you know what I mean, we could put it in range where Inspector can just sweep everything. So that's the set. We also have Natural Cure, so we're not really going to be that affected by the poison. So we got Spectre here. Our sweeper of the game, if it comes to that. So Spectre is one of those one-move mons like Dracovish. I chose to go Choice Scarf here because I wanted to guarantee outspeed the Mega Beedrill, and that would leave him with a lot less options. Possibly he could go Mega Beedrill maybe after Rocks and think we're vulnerable, go for like a knockoff, and then we outspeed with Shadow Ball, get the kill. After that, he'll probably go to Gudra and just wall us. But, you know, it's a very interesting surprise factor we have going on there. We also have Protect as well as Foul Play. The Dark Pulse is just whatever. We don't really have much options because he doesn't really have like a normal type. So we don't need to worry about, you know, Shadow Ball immunities. But Foul Play is there just in case, you know, it's he gets an SD on Lando, and then we can just Foul Play it and it's gonna die. We also have Protect just to potentially stall out Max turn and then switch out and then start sweeping, because, you know, if Kingler goes Max and we're able to like we're definitely gonna be able to take a hit from it through Protect, even if it's like Life Orb and whatnot. And then once it goes back to normal, it's gonna be in range for Shadow Ball. So that's gonna be our team builder. Let's go ahead and check out the game and see how it went. Alright, so looking at team preview, very interesting. He did not bring Gudra or Jellicent. I guess Jellicent is understandable because we do have Spectre. Spectre just destroys that. And Alolan Persian. Now, Alolan Persian is something that was concerning because it's probably... I could have just made Spectre Scarf so we can outspeed, but we as much as we outspeed Scarf Lando, we do not outspeed the Persian if it's Scarf. But, you know, Persians don't really want to use, you know, Scarf because it's gonna want to have its EVs in max defense and HP as well. So I don't think he's gonna be running that. Maybe he'll have lefties or a berry or a resist berry, something like that. But yeah, looking at the mons he brought, it looks like it's a really good matchup for us. He doesn't really have anything here that we're not capable of handling. So the game should be pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and check out the game. So we lead off with Seismitoad as he goes Kingler. He goes for Liquidation. I don't know why. I think it's pretty obvious that we were going to be Water Absorb here. There's no reason for us to go, you know, what do you call that? Swift Swim. But yeah, he chose to go Liquidation. Maybe he's thinking we're Swift Swim because, you know, he'll set up the rain later and then we'll outspeed. So he wanted to get like a cheeky Liquidation on us, and hopefully we just went for Rocks there. But seeing as he led Kingler, I decided to just go for Earth Power because that will do a shit ton of damage and that will definitely cripple his Maxmon. So as of turn 1, it is looking amazing for us. He basically has no Maxmons anymore, and in this league, if you don't have a Maxmon, it's gonna be really hard to win. You would need to have a really good matchup and play well to win. And he reveals Leftovers as well. He goes for Ferrocid here. Not losing much, I go for the knockoff. Yeah, he could have switched to... Actually, yeah, noticing it now, he didn't bring Mega Lucario, so I wonder why. I guess there was really no reason not to knock off then. That was like a perfect turn for us. Perfect 2 turns. So we removed the Evilite, we set up Rocks. I wasn't really concerned of the... what do you call that move? The Power Whip, because we are the berry. So even if he went for Power Whip, I'm sure we would have survived that. Goes for Leech Seed here. Got some HP back. We don't really care about that. Ferrocid is a lot vulnerable now that it doesn't have Evilite anymore. So we go to Silvally as he goes for Rocks, switches out to Kingler, sacks it off to our Flamethrower. That's amazing, no Maxmon. The field is kinda even in the sense that our We both have rocks and we're up a kill. He has momentum, but you know, we're still up a kill, so that still matters. We go to Seismitoad here. He goes for Earth Power. I think that would have killed even if he wasn't Life Orb. So, the unfortunate thing about that is we don't know if it's Scarfed, so hopefully it's not Scarfed. We just go for Durant here, knowing that we can live any one move he has, and if he is Scarfed, Earth Power will do a shit ton, but we would live that and potentially OHKO it. He needs Landorus this game because Landorus can beat our other mons. Switches to Ferrocid here. We go Max Durant. We go for the Steel Spike. It's resisted and does 61%. So that only does that much because, for one thing, we are Life Orb and we've removed the Eviolite. He didn't really expect that. I think after the game, he told me something like he didn't have EVs on Ferrocid, something like that. Because yeah, I think even if it doesn't have Eviolite, it shouldn't have done that much. Just go for Max Air the next turn, get some speed, and now we outspeed everything. So at this point, everything just drops to Durant. Go for the Max Steel Spike on the Beedrill. Amazing. Goes for Lando. Lando will fall to the Iron Head, but unfortunately, the first chance we get, we get the hustle miss. So amazing hacks for our opponent. Gets the Earth Power, gets the KO. At this point, I sent out Arceus Steel, hoping it's locked to Earth Power. I go for Calm Mind. Now, the reason he switched out because he didn't really want to take an Ice Beam. The way I brought out Arceus there, I had so much confidence that, for one thing, if it's not Scarf, we will outspeed with the Ice Beam. And he knows that, so he is probably not Scarf. And we were able to take advantage of that and get the Calm Mind off. Goes for Persian here. Goes for Fake Out. That doesn't do anything, even with the crit. And then we just go for Judgment here. Get the KO. He goes for Coco. Either Mon could drop to a Judgment here. He goes for Volt Switch. Lando comes in. Dies to Judgment. Coco comes in. Takes some rocks damage. Goes for T-Bolt. Actually, the damage there shows that the Coco is actually Specs. But it didn't really matter. With a +1, we had enough bulk. And that's gonna be GG, it's dashing. So that was a good game with Juan. I'm not sure why he led with Kingler. We did have a rule wherein if you bring more than one max mons, you need to put it in the first slot so that the opponent can see through team preview what mon you're gonna max, just for like strategy purposes. But he didn't really have to. Well, he didn't even lead the Kingler in the first slot, which he didn't really have to since he only had one max mon. But it really puzzles me why he led with Kingler. That's something. Maybe he didn't really thought of it that much, but either way, that's going to be the game. If you like the content, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.